Yes. We are back. Let's get these headphones off. We are back for yet another great week. What's going on, fellas? What is happening? Thank you, everybody, for joining. I appreciate you guys coming and checking out your guy. I don't know where you're at and stuff out there, but you can let me know in the chat. I'll try to shout you out as much as possible. We have got a lot of great stuff. I don't know if that was echoing, but hopefully you guys can hear me. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about and stuff today. So first thing we want to do is make sure that our levels and stuff are good. So you guys let me know in the chat whether or not you can hear me okay, whether or not everything sounds good. I just want to make sure before I start. Also, if you are over on the Twisted Transitions page, please let me know if you can hear me and everything okay. We are streaming live on that page as well. Just let me know that you're over there. Oh, here come the comments, man. Oh, man. All right, audio good, no echo, excellent audio. Okay. All right, good to hear. So I'm just going to dive right into it, man. Just going to dive right into it. We'll do a room check right afterwards. I give all you guys shout outs for joining the live stream and stuff today, but let's get right to it. So this past weekend I had one of the, actually, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out there. I had the worst load in function that I have ever had, ever. I mean, I've been DJing for probably 14 years, and I had one right before this. It was like some winding stairs that I had to bring like 2 subwoofers up. That was nothing compared to the load in and the load out from this last weekend's wedding. Now, one thing I will say, it was one of the best scenery type weddings, and I got some great drone footage and stuff from it. However, as far as just load in and load out, I think I'm still trying to recover from that. I had no idea how tough it was going to be. So when I got there, this was at a residence, and it wasn't far from where I live. It was at a residence, and their driveway literally went like this. Like it was just like this nice, huge house, and the driveway literally went down like this. So I already had to back down the driveway. And then it was like level surface where I could roll the cart right on some artificial grass that was right beside their pool, which the pool was excellent. But then we were on the lowest level. So there was 2 levels, almost three if you count the level up front. But then there was a lower level down below where we were DJing at. And I had to roll all of my equipment over to that area and then take each piece one by one, not really one by one, but you know what I mean. I had to take each piece off the cart, and I had to take it all the way down about 5 sets of 5 stairs, and they were kind of like, you know, 1 2 3 4 5, then turn 1 2 3 4 5, then straight 1 2 3 4 5, then turn again 1 2 3 4 5. We had to go down 5 sets of those and then make it all the way in the corner, and I had to keep doing that back and forth. It was absolutely insane to set that up. I was going to do 2 speakers out there, but I had to make a judgment call. I think there was only like, I want to say like 40 to 50 people at this. So I was like, you know, I had already brought the Maui 44 system. So I just used one of them, and it was plenty of sound. I brought both of them, but only used one. Thank God I did, because I think on the way back, I think I almost almost passed out. I'm not going to lie to you. It was already humid. I had already worked all day. And then going back up all those stairs with each piece of equipment, it was insane, man. Like I said, I think I'm still recovering from that. But I have, you know, little turnaround. I had all week to try to recover from it, because we're going to try to do upcoming, starting on Saturday, we're going to do 3 weddings in 7 days. 3 weddings in 7 days. We've got a Saturday, which is this Saturday. We've got a Monday, and we've got another Saturday next Saturday. So we're going to try to knock all three of those out. And when I say all three of these are totally different, you got, my typical great energy party. Then you've got more of a kind of a kickback like wedding, but still want to have a party on a Monday. And then you've got, maybe a half and half type wedding after that, where, half will probably party, the other half maybe won't. And so they're all different. I mean, I'm actually in the stage of preparing for all three of them. All three of them require different styles of music. So it won't just be the same old, which I'm trying to get away from anyway. Trying not to just take a copy and paste, even though, a lot of the songs still work. I dug into my punk rock music this past weekend, and I got comfortable with it. I saw what worked, and I'm going to pull it out again because I think that these are going to be, really good going forward. So I anticipate me using some punk rock in these upcoming sets, and we're going to see where that goes because it has some potential. I'll give it that. Usually I stay with the classic rock, but punk rock has some potential. I mean, I call it the American Pie music. All the songs that were on American Pie, that's where I know them from. I'm not a big punk rock fan, but I know those songs because of the fact that they come from American Pie, which I watched religiously. So before we continue with the gig information here, let's do a room check. Let's see who is in the house and stuff today. Let me go back up to the top. Lee Miller, DJ Lee, what's going on, man? Donnie Collins, what's happening from Statesboro, Georgia? What's going on? Brian Park, what's happening? Carlos Especial from Montreal, what's going on, man? It always fascinates me when I get people from like Australia and London and Montreal. Like, these are crazy places that you would never think that people watch you and stuff in. It's nuts. DJ Chef, what's going on? Lamar Hollis, DJ Jesse, what's happening? Denny D, what's going on? Tim Smith, what is happening? DJ Romeo Great, hey man, you always here, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate seeing you guys here. Denny D, I've seen you before. DJ Jesse, I've seen you in here before. I really appreciate you guys stopping through and checking me out. Let's see what kind of comments and stuff you have here before I continue here. Levels good, sounds good. Oh damn, each piece sucks. Never done a Monday event on Wednesday, but all of us, yes. Now remember, I told you a while back that June is going to be filled with days that I don't normally DJ on. So I think I've got a Sunday this month, a Monday this month, a Thursday this month, this will be the third Saturday. It'll be 3 Saturdays, and then all those different days. And then it kind of slows down a little bit for those super hot July days. I think I only got 1 or 2 in July, and then 1 or 2 in August. And then here comes September, where it just ramps right back up. And then we are going to close out the year with every weekend. I think September is only missing 1 weekend for it to be pretty much every weekend the rest of the year. So I may have to enjoy that little break. I think I am going to take like a second vacation and stuff in July. So that'll be nice to come up to. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tim Smith, what's up, J Book? I've learned a lot from you, brother. Made me better with it. Hey, man, appreciate that, Tim, man. Anything you can get from me, that means I'm doing my job, man. I'm glad you guys are learning. I do it because I want everybody to be able to learn and do better at their craft. That's why I do things a little bit different than maybe some of the other people that you see. We need a platform to be able to spread the knowledge. So that's why I like doing stuff like this and giving you guys the knowledge and stuff that I use. Let's see. Anyone use Sound Switch? Lee Miller, I'll probably say a couple of people do probably use Sound Switch in here, but for the most part, I am still a huge fan of the Wolf Mix. And let me tell you guys, I started on that video, getting that video and stuff together, and there's so much information. I'm scared the video is going to be too long, but there's so much information I want to dive into with the Wolf Mix from ADJ. It is a game changer. I love it. I'm so glad they came out with it, and it's probably the best investment that I've made this year so far as controlling lights. Now, I'll tell you that this Saturday will be the first time that I use the Wolf Mix with the ADJ Focus Spot 4Zs, and it'll be the first time that I've ever used them with a moving head. So I'm curious to see what they do then. But as far as my other lights and just giving it a different vibe, I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. You guys will see in some of the upcoming videos that I will put together for you. And I hope you guys are liking the gig logs. I set them up to where they'll come out once a week. And I've got about 4 more that need to be edited. And I'll just keep those rolling out, and we'll keep doing these live streams. So you'll just have constant content from me. So let's see. My July and August very slow. It's understandable. A lot of weddings don't usually happen around that time. If they do, then they probably want something like a band or something small. So 8 gigs in June, Friday and Saturday. Oh wow. Hey Jay, have you ever done a video on the craft of DJ? No, I haven't. I don't know if I would be the best teacher of that. Maybe I think that just giving you guys gems of things that I have learned along the way, I thought that maybe that would be a better route. So I did not create a video going on just the craft of DJing, because everybody's way is different, and like I said, I just hope that you guys can take something from me, use it in your events, and just try it out, man. I mean, you can't be scared and stuff of these things. You just really can't. I've had to learn that, and I've had to learn it the hard way, and I don't like repetitiveness. I don't like to do the same thing over and over and over again, so I'm always looking for something different. Do guests try to get you to take shots and have a drink? Yes, they do. They do. I usually turn them down because once you drink one, they're gonna bring you another one and another one and another one. And what you and them forget is that at the end of the night, not only do you have to maintain your composure, but you also have to load your equipment. Nobody wants to do that intoxicated. Trust me. Been there, done that. What do you think about the Bose F1 system? I have not seen it. I have not used it. I'm not sure. I would love for Bose to allow me to review one of their speakers. I've heard one of their speakers from a band before, and it sounds absolutely amazing. So I would love to be able to hear that or see that system. Christopher Murphy. Where do you get single songs from, and are you able to get it with intros? Yes. Now, I have, I think now I'm up to about five different record pools at this time. At the time of shooting this, I'm at 5. So I've got Heavy Hits, I've got BPM Supreme, I've got DMS, I've had Club Killers before. I've had DJ City before. I also use Crate Connect. I use a good amount. I have a lot of sources for those. Lately, I have been getting some great stuff off of Heavy Hits. Man, they've got some great acapella ins and acapella outs and intros. DMS is good for that as well. BPM Supremes has a lot of alternate versions that I like to use. So each one kind of has their own little thing, but I always pull them out, right after I get off of here. When I go do music for these 3 weddings, I'll be using all 3 or 4 of those platforms to be able to get music from, to make sure I've got, music all the time. And of course, the individual songs that I don't have, that don't come up on there, that people just need for formal dances or for ceremonies, things like that, I use iTunes. I get everything from iTunes. So pretty easy, pretty simple, no biggie. Beat Source. Yeah, you can get it from Beat Source too. Beat Source is a great tool. I use the Bose S1 Pro for cocktail hours. Great system. Yes, I've actually gone back to using the Bose S1 system whenever I have to use two lapels. I've found that the Maui system, because it only has one, makes me bring out more equipment to go along with it. It kind of takes away from the whole wireless thing that I love. So if I use the S1 with two lapel mics, it's got two microphone inputs and it sounds great, but it's only good for audiences up to about, I would say 90 people would have to be your max. 90 people would have to be your max. Don't go into that 120, because I found that when they spread out during ceremony, when it usually they're sitting like this little loop thing, the people who are over here, like if the speaker's facing over here, the people who are over here can't hear it as well as the people who you're directing the speaker at. At least that's what I was told at one of my last events. But still love the Bose S1. It is absolutely amazing. So I will continue to use that and bring that out. You'll see that a lot in the upcoming videos as well. I haven't used the Maui 5 Go this month so far. So we'll see how that goes. DJ Lord Geo, what's going on? Do you still have all your equipment you started with? Unfortunately, I do, because and it's not that I want to hold on to it. I'm really ready to sell it, and maybe during my downtime I'll focus more on this. But it's hard to focus on that and getting rid of all my old equipment, because I really want to move past that. I don't use it anymore. It's just all in storage. But I am ready to sell that stuff and move forward. I really am. So I will be on the lookout. Hopefully I can get July and August to do that, since I have a little bit more time. And maybe I'll start putting that out on a couple of platforms to see if I can sell you guys some of my equipment, or sell whoever needs some of my older equipment. Have you ever been to NAMM or any DJ convention? Yes, I went to DJ Expo in 2019, and then you know what happened 2020. But I don't know. I kind of see what happens and stuff at NAMM, and I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it. But I guess I wouldn't mind going back out there again. But it's kind of all the same. But I wouldn't mind going back out there and stuff again. Maybe next year. I keep getting a lot of stuff for the upcoming DJ Expo. I get a lot of emails about that, so maybe I'll look into that. That's in August, I believe. I think right there in Jersey. So, Atlantic City, same thing. So that works. What else? Have you used an instrument connection on the Maui for second mic? I did, and I don't like the sound that comes from it. It kind of makes my microphone sound like muffled. And I've tried multiple different microphones. It doesn't sound as well as the mic input does. DJ G5, hey, better late than never. Appreciate you stopping through, bro. I've got some 1993 made in the USA electric voice point speakers. Oh, wow. That's vintage. Christopher Murphy, do mixing during towards the end of it. Christopher Murphy, towards the end of dinner cocktail hour, I will mix it up and stuff a little bit. But during the beginning, I'm talking to the planner and getting all the logistics and stuff down, making sure that we're on the same page, getting a time check for photos, and then as my cocktail hour or dinner music picks up, yes, I will start mixing. Just classics, nothing too major. I'm adding stuff constantly to my dinner mixes. I don't know if you guys do that, but if you hear a song somewhere, I Shazam it just so I can make sure I remember it. And when it's time for me to do my music download, I go through all my Shazams and make sure I add those songs over to my dinner cocktail music. You have to switch it up and stuff sometimes with that. You don't want to play the same stuff every single time. So I encourage you to always constantly add. Have 100 songs. You're not going to play them, but at least it gives you a variety of music to choose from. I've got classics. I've got classic rock. I've got sing-alongs. I've got oh man, I've got every genre of music you can think of for dinner cocktail. So I encourage you to continue to add to that. Leave mail to anyone using JBL 715 thinking of upgrading for 72. All right, that's for the audience. I have a friend getting married in September. I told them to hit you up. We're in. Wait a minute. To hit you up. We are in New York. I know you said you want to DJ in New York. Oh. Well, that'll be interesting if that works out. Yeah, sure. I'll go up to New York. I'll DJ. Doesn't matter to me. You just let me know the style and I'm there. DJ Solstice, what's happening, man? Shazam is what I do. Hey, I know it's an old technology to some, but it is still, it still is just like a great tool to use whenever you are out and about and want to remember to add a song to your playlist. Can you tell any significant difference with your QSC 18s couple versus split? My first gig with the QSC K182 this Saturday. I plan to do split solos with the tops. Not really. To be honest with you, I don't notice. I don't notice too much difference when I do that. I mean, I've got the 181s, KW 181s from QSC for the subs, and the 122s for the top, and I don't notice that much of a difference with the splits and stuff like that. So I mean, it not enough to be able to change it up. Let's just say that. DJ Solstice Nam was whack. See what I mean? It's not for everybody. It's kind of the same thing. Like I would be going there more for like a meet and greet, because I mean, all the other stuff is already advertised to you. I mean, it's cool to learn new stuff and stuff like that, but I mean, for what you're paying to go out there and see all that stuff, I'm just saying, if it's for you, go. If not, I mean, I'll eventually go back to one, and of course, I'll make an announcement that I'm going to that, because I would love to see you guys and stuff out there. But I just be on the lookout. Let's say that. 90s and 2000s hip hop, they love. Ooh, man, that's going to be killer right there, Lord Geo. Christopher Murphy, what BPM do you find yourself sitting in during dinner? It usually starts off in the 70s, and then when it gets good, it's usually about 105, 110, somewhere around that. What are your thoughts on the Pro X Control Tower? Pro X Control Tower. Have I seen that? Let me see. Pro X Control Tower. Let me look at that. That sounds intriguing. I feel like I've seen it though. Oh, so it's like a bun booth. It's like the bun booth. I mean, they're starting to kind of look the same. Here's the deal with those guys. Here's why I don't use those. And I may switch to that once I, change up the setup, but a lot and I don't know if I'm saying this and this sounds lazy, but you have to, everything about what I do behind the board and stuff is like I'm constantly trying to move stuff. I'm constantly trying to keep stuff in certain orders and stuff like that. And like from what I see on these, I don't see a lot of people controlling their lights and stuff from it. I don't see a lot of people put like their paperwork and stuff up there. Like it doesn't give a lot of room to be able to do more. You've got wire management and stuff that it has to be like immaculate, because that thing sometimes is center stage. It does give you the freedom and stuff as far as a smaller space and stuff like that, but I just feel like it doesn't give me enough to be able to put stuff on. Like I'm constantly putting stuff on my tables. I always am, because I got a lot to go through, a lot to remember. And sometimes you can store equipment and stuff there. Like this takes all of that away. Like I see a lot of the northern guys, northern DJs, they will use that type of table, and then behind them they will put up a facade, a 5-panel, 4-panel facade, and then they'll put all of the sound board and lights and all that stuff. You guys got to remember, I don't do a lot of this stuff with other people, so it's just me. There would be nobody back there to control the lights and all that stuff. So, I mean, maybe I could hire somebody to do that, but if I can do a little bit of that on the tables and stuff I have, I think that's where my comfort level is. And maybe I need to get out of that comfort level. I think that I'll do that once I have someone who is solid that I can bring to almost every gig. If I have somebody who's solid that I can bring to every gig, then maybe that would change my mind on those things. But I like to have the variety. I like having the 5-panel facade, and then I'm behind it. I like having the event table, and I can switch out the signs, things like that. Like I just like to be different. I like my setups to, you're not getting the same setup every single time, if that makes sense. Hope that answers your question, Tim Smith. I watch NAMM on YouTube from the comfort of my home, but I'd like to go one day. Do you always see yourself DJ? As long as I love music, which that has never changed, I will probably find a way to either do like some producer like stuff, which I'm not anywhere close to that realm, or DJ. I just really like to DJ. I love the mood it puts people in. I love seeing people's face. I love the challenge of DJing. I just like to DJ. I have the Pro S control tower, always gets loads of compliments from vendors and guests. Yeah, because the simplicity of it. That's why I'm not knocking it. I mean, if you don't put a lot of stuff up and you've got an assistant, somebody to help, or you just don't have a lot of stuff to put on your table, you just kind of keep everything straightforward, then it looks great. But I've also gotten tons of compliments on the event table. I've gotten tons of compliments on my 5-panel facade and the light setup. So I mean, it just depends. It's really a preference. There's no right or wrong. Just really a preference. Put that out there. Let's see. Do you dance along with the crowd as in the groove like DJ Rizzo? Because yeah. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram before last week's gig. I put a guy dancing, and I said, this is how I'm dancing behind, especially when I'm in the groove, man. When I'm in the groove, it's hard not to dance. I mean, music, it changes your mood, especially when you're making other people dance. So yeah, of course, I dance behind the table. Why not? You got to have fun in the job you do. I want to start a challenge where DJs DJ off of another DJ's hard drive. What do you think? That'll be tough. Because some DJs like versions of songs that it can't be really a competition. I mean, it could, if you give me a trial run and stuff on it, maybe. So, but just blind in there, no. Because if I'm wanting to go to a groove to someplace else and you don't have the song to be able to do that, then you kind of mess up my flow, and vice versa. Especially depending on what style of DJ you are. You can't ask a soul DJ to play out a punk rock thing, or a EDM DJ to play hip hop, or things like that. Everybody's got different styles and stuff like that, so it'd be tough to do that. Now maybe if you had the same style of DJ, it may work, but that would be interesting. What do you think of this Chave ILS system? No. Is that thing, that gig bar thing? I think I saw a video recently, and I think that's that gig bar thing with the moving heads and the late. No, anything that produces dots, I don't like it. Anything, I only watch the dance floor. Only dots gonna be on there as a moving head, and that's a big circle. You still get nervous at gigs. Only time I get nervous at a gig is for introductions. Intros is where I get the most nervous because I don't want to butcher somebody's name, and all eyes are definitely focused on me at that point. I don't want my voice to crack. I don't, just introductions is the only thing that makes me nervous. Other than that, I am like ready to go. That's the hardest part of it. These are some great questions, guys. Absolutely great questions. Yeah, please, guys, use less dots. Hashtag use less dots. Now, let me go back to some of the stuff that is going to happen at these upcoming gigs here. So I'm going to be using the hashtag on my social media, Let Book Cook, all week long when it comes to these gigs, because one thing that I love about each one of these brides that I have spoken with is all three of them are like, we trust you. You are the professional. Do your thing. And I'm just like, that is how I get the best results, is when you actually get an opportunity to just showcase what you have. I mean, you've sat there for hours and downloaded tons and tons of music, and this bride says, this is what we like genre wise, but I want you to just create a party atmosphere. You do your thing. That's a game changer right there. I love brides like that, and I've got 3 in a row coming up. So you can only imagine what those are going to be like. I cannot wait to get out there and kill it for these guys. Like I said, right after this, I'm going hard on making sure that my music and stuff is up to date. 3 different playlists, 3 different styles. We're going to kill it. 1 second, I need some water. Man, you guys are coming in strong. Before we keep going, if anybody is over on the Twisted Transitionz page watching this, please let me know in the chat that you're over there, and let me know that you can hear, see everything correct. This is the second week that we are broadcasting on Twisted Transitionz page. And remember, this show is going to move over there. That's why I'm trying to do it at the same time, to give you guys a heads up. It's going to be moving over there here soon. So just make sure that you're following Twisted Transitionz in order for you to be able to watch the show. If it's not already down in the description, I will put it down in the description for you guys. I usually have it down there. I don't see why I wouldn't. All right, let me go back to the room here. DJ J Book, one of my favorite mobile DJs on you. Oh, man, appreciate that. Hey, man, really appreciate that. Let Book Cook. That's right. Let Book Cook is exactly what these guys are going to let me do, and I cannot wait. All right, Brian Park. Some of your gig logs have helped me before I get to a venue you have been to before. I know what to expect. Much appreciated. Oh, no worries. No worries. I'm glad that I can help you out. Let me tell you, some of these venues and stuff around here are just kind of the same old. But that's another thing. I will be traveling. See, I knew I had some more stuff to tell you guys. I will be traveling to these gigs. I'll be at the bottom of the state, all the way to the top right corner of the state, all the way to 2 counties over. I'll be all over the state. None of these are really in the same place. I've got, I think, 4 different venues this month. So I'll be in different venues than you guys are accustomed to seeing on my channel, what you've seen multiple times. And then there is one that is going to be in the same location that you've seen before. But no worries. Same place, new face. Have you increased your prices with the inflation that's happening? I have moved prices accordingly. That's what I like to say when, just in case. You have brides and stuff watching. You have to move with the times. So it's, I have moved prices accordingly. Let's just say that. I know you mentioned how you enjoy music and how it impacts the events and how you enjoy what you do. Do you ever feel like, did I give it my all? No, I never feel like that. But what I do feel like is, man, if I would have had just a little bit more time. I've had that feeling because it's like, once I've had multiple gigs where it's a little struggle to get people to really dance. But once you grab them, you only get like 30 or 45 minutes with them, and if you would have had another hour, you could have really, gone in hard. And I've had that, but I don't get the did I give it my all? I give it my all. I give it a fair shot every single time. I raised my prices in the fall and actually just posted an increase today, basically just to test it out and see what happens. Yeah, it could be subtle. It could be subtle. You just don't do anything drastic because you don't want to scare people. So definitely. I do have a question regarding your setup. How do you connect your equipment on your type of DJ table? Do you disassemble your ass table every time, or do you have things racked? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. How do you connect your equipment on your type of table? I mean, I hope this answers your question. On the event table, I'm just running two XLRs out from my DDJ 1000 SRT into my speakers. And I mean, that, of course, that works the sound. And of course, the mixer for the microphone is already built in, to the board. So I've got that all set up there. It's not really rack mounted. It's like, the case that everybody uses, the Odyssey case or the Pro X case. And then my lights are, just all under the table. And then I run, one cord from the Wolf Mix down to it, and then everything else is connected through the donor wireless. So I mean, that's kind of how I use it for a basic setup. I mean, it's a little bit more extreme when you have to do moving heads, which you guys will see this weekend. But other than that, I mean, it's fairly simple. It's not too hard. I know it a lot, but will drone footage come back? Yes, the latest gigs that I've done, I've got 2 events that I have to edit, and no, I've got 4 total events to edit, and 2 of them do have drone footage. I even have one where I'm going to spoil it for you. I thought I lost my drone at one of the events. It crashed. I'll put that footage and stuff in there, but you guys will be able to see that. So you guys getting that behind the scenes right there, making me come out and tell you my behind the scenes stuff, man. What's up with that? All right, what else we got here? Joyful Sound Entertainment. What's going on? Tim Smith, I have a lot of respect for you, brother. Very positive. Most DJs act like they hate one another. Look, I'm never in like competition and stuff with anybody. I like to grow organically. I like to do one-on-ones. I like to spread knowledge. Sometimes I can't get to everything because of how busy and stuff is. Like, I haven't been able to get to the comment section of these gig logs and stuff here because it's just been crazy. I just don't have enough time in the day to do so, but I do want to take some time and just make sure I try to answer as much as I can. I try to answer you guys when you reach out on social media as much as I can. But that's why I like doing stuff like this. It gives me a chance to really kind of connect with you guys and try to answer as many questions and stuff as I can, because like I said, this is mainly just to spread knowledge. We got to spread knowledge to each other because we're not in competition, we're a community. So that's the main thing. Do I use crate hackers? No, I haven't. I haven't. I would love to try to, but I haven't. At Tim Smith, I'm fortunate to be friendly with some of the DJs in my area. We refer jobs, and that's exactly how it should be. See, this post right here, I want you guys to take a look at that. That's what it's about right there. You want to be able to, because look, like I said, we're a community. We're going to help each other out. There'll be a starter DJ that you'll need to take on a gig for you. We can't do it all. There's no need to be in competition. There's enough room for everybody to eat everywhere. Had to learn that the hard way. What about the DJ community? Why is it so toxic, and how do we get better at helping each other instead of putting each other down? Well, I think that the way the way you can be impactful is to network. You get a great group of guys and stuff around you in the DJ community. I mean, because you got to think about this. No matter what you do, no matter what job you ever have, there's always going to be a hater. There's always going to be a hater, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or 500. You're always going to have a hater, somebody who doesn't respect your job, someone who doesn't understand your job. You're going to have a hater. There's nothing you can do about it. So, and that even includes in the DJ community. In the DJ community, there's going to be somebody who thinks they're better than another person. But guess what? There's always somebody better than the next person. No matter how good one person is, there's always somebody better. So if that person decides that their path is to put you down, that's just their path. You just move on and you just keep making yourself better, because all you can control is what you can control. Great point. So do you not have your controller to go through the mixer when it connects to the speaker? I have my SRT going through the speakers. I don't have it going through the mixer. I don't run a separate mixer on top of my board. I've heard people do that. I know a lot of people do that. I am not a fan of it, but it's not to say that it's wrong. I'm not a fan of it. I haven't found the use of it. Maybe I'll try it one day and try to get a better understanding of it. But to me, I'm using another plug. I need all my plugs, man. I'm just joking. Just as a soft joke. Don't kill me. All right. I was on some DJ forums years ago, and they were brutal. Left all that nonsense. Yeah. I mean, look, there are people who still criticize me. Do you think I care? I could care absolutely less. I have trolls that are always on my my comment section. I had this one guy, man, he just went back through all my old videos and everything. He said, man, I can't believe you're a YouTuber, man. You really suck. I mean, and I didn't care. I was just like, hey, man, I appreciate you watching. And I just keep going. None of that stuff matters to me. None of that stuff matters, because what he didn't realize was that my YouTube channel is a journey of growth. You could see it from start to end. I was at one place when I started, and now I'm at a whole different place. So he didn't get that. It's all good, though. What's a goal place you would love to DJ at? Okay, so that's a good question, Lord Geo. Now, I know a lot of people would say festivals. Okay, I know people say festivals. Oh, I want to DJ a festival, EDM festival. First of all, I don't know how you would DJ EDM festival. I know that's a form of DJing. That's just not the way I DJ. So here's what I would like to do. I would like to be the opening DJ, or just a DJ for a concert. Like if there's some artists who are coming to town, and like I know the local radio station has like their DJs and stuff that they send out. I would like to be one of those guys. I would like to DJ, while you're coming in, while everybody's in there, getting the crowd pumped, getting the crowd started. I went to one concert one time, and DJ Khaled was the opening DJ. Now, of course, I know DJ Khaled could actually DJ. He does so much talking these days as opposed to DJing and producing. But man, he got the crowd like super hyped before it was even time for the performer to come on. And I thought that was dope. I thought that right there is probably one of my goal jobs to do. I would love to do something like that. That is true, my brother. Time is crucial. My respect. Anything that could change any minute, and you could go with the flow and pick up from faults from future events. Absolutely, I agree. Absolutely, and that anything can change part is for real. Because just like I told you guys that I was wiped at that last gig, anything could happen. You could throw out your bag. You could, man, we're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. So anything could change the way that you move now. Let's just say that. Facts. Amen to someone being better than you. Right. Right. Always. I'm friendly to other DJs, and so far they responded well and kind. We've got some. That's good. What are the best ways to get people dancing quick at a wedding? Okay. This really depends on your audience, but you should be using cocktail and dinner to gauge your audience. I do all the time. That's why I have such a variety of music in there. I like to play a little bit of everything because I want to see what somebody vibes to. I rarely, very rarely, have nobody vibe or sing along to something while I'm playing cocktail hour. And this just kind of lets me know what's great to open. So what I like to do is I like to open up with like Motown, because Motown is universal. I like to open up with universal music because it doesn't cater to just one crowd. It gives everybody an opportunity, and every race loves Motown. It does not matter where. I take that back. There are some areas that don't like Motown, but for the most part, most areas like Motown. So I like to open up with Motown initially, and then that just kind of gives me my groove, because you can play some 80s, 90s right around that same time that gets people going. And, you know, people in their 30s, people in their 20s still like the Motown songs because they like throwbacks. That's what their parents were listening to. So now that you've got them up, then you can hit their late 90s, 2000s music, and it's just kind of like a groove all night long. So there's not one song, it's like a group of songs that keep people out. That's how I've done it, and it's worked like that almost every time. Some people will tell you slides. I'm not a huge fan of slides. Matter of fact, I really detest slides. I think slides are a crutch for us. I mean, because if you think about it, people are gonna dance to slides all the time. It's leading them up to a slide that I try to do. I try to get everybody dancing and then throw them a slide while they're out there, because it's almost like a cool off period, so they won't leave the dance floor. All right. Do you like corporate or wedding gigs the best? Weddings. Anything outside of a wedding has to have a lot of music, and everybody has to vibe with that. Like corporate events, like Christmas parties. Christmas parties are always fun. Corporate events like employee appreciations, those are not always fun. Casino night, those can be fun. But weddings, this is tough to beat a wedding and stuff, man. It's tough. It's probably, and I'm probably saying that because it's easier. You know, you're only playing an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of music realistically. And a corporate event, you're probably doing about 4 hours of music, 3 hours of music. So, I mean, I can do both. I just probably prefer a wedding at this stage. If I wanted to have some fun, though, I would definitely sign myself up for some Christmas parties. I think I've got 2 this year that are going to be pretty fun. So we'll see. Where do you get gigs as well as what forms of solid Serato, decent one? All right. Do you bring backup everything like hard drive, laptop, speakers? Okay. I can't bring backup speakers. I just can't. That's too much to put in a vehicle. At this stage, I mean, I know I need to start pulling my trailer and stuff so I can have backup speakers. But I mean, I just got the Mauis, and the QSCs are only about 7 years old. No, I just don't bring backup of either one of those. I don't bring a backup mixing board. I do bring a backup laptop and a backup microphone, but that's about it. Just a backup laptop and a backup microphone. That's it. Everything else, come as you please. Do you think there's a minimum rate at which clients view DJs as pros versus amateurs? No, because I don't think a client values the DJ like they should. And I say that in respect to everybody who is in here, because I think that clients just see us as the person who is back there pressing a button, but we are so much more than that. You know, we are the curators, we are the party starters, the party enders, we do everything. Sometimes we're the coordinator, sometimes we have to be the MC and stuff as well. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into DJing, and I don't think that people acknowledge it as much as they should. So there's not a rate that defines that. I think if you're just starting out, you probably should have a lower rate, because if you demand a certain amount of money, you better give a certain type of performance. That's what I would say. Good question, though. Wow, I thought the same thing about cocktail. That felt a little odd, but I oblige. You will impress lots of guests if you pull effectively from lots of genres. Yeah. I'm glad I finally got the pleasure to talk with you, bro. I'm here, El Dorado, Arkansas in the house. All right. Good talking to you as well, man. Thanks for stopping through. I'm not on any forums at all. I had a single sub fail and check. Luckily, I was close to home. Oh, wow. I haven't had those in a while. Anything else? We're also the timekeepers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things going into being a DJ. How do you feel when you get your first big check for your worth of DJing? I feel like all my hard work is paid off. I feel like everything that I've done has been for this moment, and now I get to get paid to do it. Like I feel like I should. Doesn't mean that you should start demanding that amount, but it just means that you've put in the work to get to that point. So that's what it feels like. It's like making a basketball team or a football team. It's like being picked at your job to be the lead of something, to be the supervisor, to be the assistant manager or the manager or the store owner. That's what it feels like. I appreciate the game you're giving us. No problem, man. No problem. All right. So, let me just tell you a couple more things here before we wrap it up and stuff for the day here. Man, you guys have had so much great info and questions for me today. I mean, that time is just flown by. So, be on the lookout for some great behind the scenes stuff on my Instagram coming up, because I'm going to try to change up how I do the Instagram. Like I said, I'm going to try to do more reels if I can, because the stories, it's just kind of like the same thing, and I don't like to stay in the same place all the time. So if I can find something new, I'm going to try to do something different. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and Twisted Transitionz also has an Instagram page if you guys would like to follow there. Also, if you have not followed the Twisted Transitionz page, please do so, as the show will be moving over to that platform here really soon. I'm already starting to advertise and stuff for Twisted Transitionz later. So, hold on one second. Man, look, this right here, let me give a shout out to Events by Duke. Events by Duke is one of the people who motivated me in the beginning to continue to do YouTube. He was one of the first people that I saw on YouTube. He was one of, the people that I still to this day look up to. This man does so many gigs, and he owns his location. If you have not had a chance to follow Events by Duke on Instagram or on YouTube, you are missing out. He's got a lot of gems. He's got all the updated equipment. please do yourself a favor and go follow Events by Duke, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Our journeys have been pretty similar. I remember it from the beginning, long time ago. But yeah, you guys make sure you follow Twisted Transitionz and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be moving the show over to there and highlighting stuff onto my original channel. I've got tons of gig logs and footage and live streams and all that stuff set up for you guys. We're going to have some fun and stuff this summer. I am going to start setting up to be able to bring on some people onto the show. I'm working on that now. I actually did a test on that before we started here, so I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with that, and then I'll bring that to the show and we can start doing a few interviews and stuff here. Let me do a couple of room checks here before we get out of here. Do you do full-time and DJ full-time? I do both, but hope to switch next year to DJ. Full-time DJ, bro. Full-time DJ. I made that move back in 2015. So it's been 7 years. I'm telling you, there's enough out here for you to be able to make that move. Anything that's holding you back is really just yourself. I know that it is a super scary leap because there's a lot of uncertainty, but if you go back to your numbers over the last 2 years and take out 2020, of course, but go back to 18, 19, 21, and this year, if your numbers have been consistent or growing, you'll see that it'll be worth it for you to go ahead and continue to be a full-time DJ. Just have a contingency plan as far as setting yourself up an IRA for your retired self, or moving your IRA with you, and make sure you have medical insurance. And there you have it. Move right on. Get a little worried about getting it too hyped too soon. However, I use Ember Trio mix, and people really do like during dinner. I'm telling you, mixing during dinner makes a big difference. Going to follow Events by Duke. Yeah, please do. Please go follow him. You will not regret it. He's got a lot of gems. Events by Duke is the he's a good dude, man. You definitely want to check him out. Like and sub, see? There you go, bro. Nothing holding you back but yourself. That's right. All right, fellas. Well, I do appreciate you guys coming and checking me out. We're going to be right back here next Thursday, and I will go over what happened on Saturday and Monday, because it is going to be crazy. Welcome to a crazy June. And trust me, it's going to be a lot of stuff. Make sure you guys follow me on IG. I'm going to put a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff there. And keep checking out the gig log videos, man. They are going to keep coming. I've got some great new stuff on there, stuff I've never used before. So please make sure you go check that. Turn on some notification bells so that you guys are notified whenever I post another video or go live on here. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming through. Always a pleasure. We'll talk very soon. Peace.